Morning, everyone. I think it's time that we start. If you look at that, don't be confused. It's just not set. It's not synced to the online, so I don't know what time zone that is. It's not even UK. No, it's like hour and a half or something back. But any case, so don't. Thank you. Is that good? Happy? Better? Thank you. Appreciate it, Ranku. Okay, morning everybody. It's good to see you all. As obviously you can see, Sean and Bianca's not here with us. They're currently at Cedar Creek in the US, busy with the last day of the Synergy conference with Nancy and Justin. Feedback we have is that they're having a lot of fun and that it's going amazing with their sessions. They're rocking it as expected. And we'll be seeing them next Sunday again, if I have my bearings correctly. And yeah, so today it's the lot of us to just hold the fort here. My brother Jet, you have something.
Morning, everyone. Hope everyone's good today. So I want to just, first of all, let's just close our eyes and let's just engage with all those who've gathered here to champion us on, who are part of the scroll and the mandates of what's supposed to happen here this morning. So Yeshua, Ruach, Abba, we are in you, you are in us, and we are one. And in this space of oneness, we are so grateful for the host of heaven that has been sent to engage with us. We honor the angelic. We thank you that you have come to fulfill and work with the sons this morning to fulfill the mandate that Father has released. We thank you, cloud of witnesses, that you are here and cheering us on. We bless you and we honor you. And we thank you for the men in white linen who are all around, also here for the mandate and a scroll, that the sons would walk out the destiny and the plans of the Father, that it may happen on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you for the Hebrew letters that are here. And we arc with the Hebrew living letters this morning. We thank you they are tutors and governors to bring us into maturity and into the full image of Christ himself, that we may learn and grow. And as we learn and grow, we are changed from one degree of glory to another until we shine bright just like Yeshua. We are the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. So we engage the light this morning. We engage Yeshua's love this morning. And we love you, Yeshua. We love you, Abba. We love you, Ruach. What an honor and a privilege to be the four in one, the Trinity and us, in the dance, together, forever. And during intercession this morning, as I left home, I've got Kerah Riel's a left to Tav little poster as I walk out my room. And I'm looking at them and Nun jumps out at me. And I joined the intercession team this morning, and as we were about to start, Lana says, "Oh, and Nun." So we're like, great. And then Allison's going, oh yes, and Nun. So Nun is very much here and engaging with us to release the mandate of heaven this morning. I've got something I'd like to read. And you know, there's always, Jesus sent them out in twos. So I think it works like that with the Hebrew letters too, because then Gah came and joined to form the ark. So we have the letter Nun and then Gah, who is arcing into the meeting this morning. So I just want to quickly read Nun, the declaration of Nun. I've got this amazing little app called the Ancient Hebrew Texts. And the declaration of Nun, so first of all, its count is 50, so the 5 signifying the breath. And this is the declaration: I am Nun. Ascend through waters, energies, currents sweep around, motion moves the strands, particles dart in and out, deep creates a sound. Space receives the call, and light propels me forward. I am Nun. Waves of motion illuminate the cosmos. Light bends, the freedom bursts forth. Cosmic sounds echo in space. Strands vibrate alignment. Space encapsulates all, for I am Nun. Eyes become gates. Light is a direction. Love is the frequency. Body and spirit now align. Deep calls to deep. Height calls unto higher, and energy swirls. The galactic particles live. I am Nun. Amen.
Thank you for that, Jed. I'm just quickly swapping these two around so that Nuna can be in the front. Okay. Okay, Jed, it feels like you're reading some of my notes here. Okay. Okay, is the sound all right for everybody? Just want to make sure, up, down, what? Okay, good, up. Stick it here. Okay. Don't ruffle. Okay. Yeah, so in preparing for this, I've been just thinking about the past year and a half, and just processed how much has changed. A lot of things that happened. For myself personally, I know that there's been a lot that shifted, but I also think everybody, I see some nods around that is the same experience as well. And if I just looking at some faces, there's some of you that didn't even know about Wells of Mem this time last year, or weren't visiting us yet. So we have grown, and that's quite good. We enjoyed it a lot. Yes, and then there's the big one. This time last year we had Shaw and we had Bianca. And now we have Shaw and Bianca. What an awesome combination. And just from that, I mean, I've experienced that things went swiftly quite deeper as they came together, as they had synergy with each other, bringing together what they know, complementing what they have, and just finding the vocabulary and expression for what's in their hearts. And I think that for me that has been a big blessing to experience that and just see that unfolding, and encouragement to step up as well. Okay. Yes, and then there's obviously all the conferences. If I think back, year and a half, that was at Wroship Conference 2023 with Janine and Jen visiting us here, and then Joyfest last year, October, Justin being here, Janine again, and this year the Nancy Conference and Justin. And can you believe it's only 9 weeks ago? It feels like ages. Just 9 weeks. Yeah, so lots of things moving and happening and all of that. And from that, I've also witnessed that there's lots of connections that has been forged over time. Conference attendees and people that we just haven't seen otherwise, but there's connections being formed all over, and bonds being strengthened internally as well, and lots of life that flows out of that. And obviously there's a lot of stuff that we can still think of and changed on that section. As I was processing a little bit more on that, I was reminded of something that Greg Audrey said last year. He used the example of having two objects, one large object and one small object, each vibrating at its own frequency, totally separate from each other. what he said is over time, the phenomenon is that inevitably the small object will start to align itself with the big object and take up the same frequency and start to harmonize and sync with the bigger object. So that is something that struck me as quite a significant thing. And for me, I translate it into how we as sons also can operate. So when we willingly and deliberately practice to just, so I just get my notes here, practice to become quiet and spend some time with Yeshua and push into intimacy with him and seeking him out and getting our alignment from him, then we basically like the small object. We start to resonate with him. And that's actually the important portion. So over time, we stop to function with our own thought structures, and we take up his truth on life, and we start to embody. And we start to mature into living out of that which Yeshua releases in us, through us. He in us, and we in him. Okay. And from that place of intimacy, we ourselves start to resonate and express characteristics of Yeshua, of becoming more like him and sounding more like him and laying down old things, old thought structures that's not helpful. And as we mature in that, we become sons that walk in authority and confidence. And we each carry our unique expression of Yeshua in us, with us, and around us. Okay, I'm going to just divert a little bit for something else and get back to that. Okay, just see how this works. Okay. I like physics, I like maths and computers and stuff like that, obviously, that's my work, but formulas and information is something that's key to me. So I found this project on the internet. It's called, you won't necessarily see it, so just for people online as well, you can Google this YouTube. It's called Project Screaming Insects. Not Okay, so bear with me, Sue. Okay, so the premise of this experiment that they do, the digital process, is that you have 2 points of interest, like the yellow and the blue dots. It's points of resources that needs to be accomplished. So the construct is that you have all these white little dots. They call it insects. Let's call it nodes for the rest of my reference. And this pink dot represents one of those nodes. And the task for them is to find each location of resource where they can replenish. So they have to find yellow and they have to find blue, and then start to travel in between. So just want to see if this works. So there's the concept of the pink dot need to move towards and then back to the other side. So the thing of the dots is they have constraints in this context. Each dot can scream or talk to the other dots or nodes, and what they do is as they move around, they can talk to each other and say, okay, have you seen blue? No, not yet. Have you seen yellow? No, not yet. Or yes, I know yellow. No, it's that way. In that direction, so many units move that, turn and move. They can communicate. I'll show that a little bit on, but they have a voice to navigate and just go, that's right. So they can communicate to each other to say, okay, I have found yellow, and I communicate it to the others as they go along, and they bump into each other, and the same on the blue. They can only shout a certain distance, so then they can't shout from here to there. They have to rely on each other to get to the other point. Okay, so if I do that, they basically have these increments of distances. So this is their radius of what they can affect. So but as they go along, as they search, They can shout and tell each other, okay, I know where yellow base is, I can get back, and you can see that at times they do break away, but they still know where the reference are. And then over time, the two sections or groups overlap. So here you have yellow and blue overlapping, and blue has just found yellow. So now they can start to arc and spark the search branches as they go along. And just over time, you see there's more interaction happening, and then eventually they almost have it. And then just a little bit, these guys still have to get their shouts out for the line to complete, and then they arc. Then they connect to 2 points. So what happens here is that all the little white ones that comes close, they don't know yet where yellow and blue is. So when they get close, they ask, do you know? And they say, yes, we know yellow and blue, so jump in. So you see all the sidelines as they join the whole network, and then they form a path. But what happens is, over time, obviously the first one, just get back, they don't yet know the fastest route. They just know the route where they encountered all the others, so the directions are still very much going all the way over. And then over time, they flatten the line until it becomes, okay, where is the last one now? Until it becomes a straight line. So now they have a pathway up and down straight, and they can just seamlessly talk to each other. Sorry? No, this is just digital dots at the moment. It's a mathematical equation that they do to reflect the mechanics behind swarm intelligence. That's the word they use for that. So for me, this is very fascinating, but it's not surprising. It's just a depiction of something we see all over in nature already. I mean, bees going to flowers, going to water, having to know the way back to the hive, and just telling each other where the flowers are that has more nectar than others. So that's already been out there. We're just proving the concept here on computerized stuff here. Okay, so what does this have to do with our intimacy with Yahweh? Okay, so as I referenced earlier, from a place of intimacy with Yahweh, we each carried our expression of Him. Everyone have their unique testimonies that flows from relationship with Yeshua. We also know that from Scripture that Yeshua said that He is the way to Yahweh. That's the door to Abba. He says the way, the truth, and life. So I'm going to read John 14:5, first in the Scripture Bible. It says, Thomas said to him, Master, we do not know where you are going, and how are we able to know the way? Yeshua said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have known my Father too. From now on, you know Him and have seen. Just want to read the same in the Passion Translation, where Jesus says, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. No one comes next to the Father except through union with me. To know me is to know my Father too. And from now on, you will realize that you have seen Him and experienced Him. So if I take those notes, so we don't all scatter around. We have Yeshua, we have the way. He's already telling us that way to the Father. But as we connect with each other, we also share different experiences of that and expand our understanding and intimacy with Him. Okay, so expression in real terms is when we meet other people, groups, communities, they might have a specific combination of experiences that they have, ways to express things, the vocabulary being used that is not familiar to us at times, but you still have that thing inside in your spirit that says, I know this. This is true, but I couldn't express it previously. And then you encounter somebody that says it so, succinctly, and then it's like, that's what I wanted to say, but I couldn't express. So that's the way how we scream at each other. If I take this scenario, we just basically share the different concepts, and then we come together and we can grow as a body, as individuals together, and become strong in that. So yeah, that definitely goes in both ways. So we encounter other groups and peoples, but also we as individuals are those voices to others. That reveals Father, that reveals Yeshua, and just sometimes make that different place of saying, this is it. This is my understanding. This is what I needed to understand. Okay, so for that, we need to have our voices. We need to give expression to us. That's why I put pay there as the expression of mouth, as for speaking, for making your noise, making your sound heard, engaging into your frequency, and just releasing what is yours, what is your knowledge and understanding, so that everybody else can hear and be encouraged on that as well. Okay. Yeah, I think that's my concept. So in the week, I've seen a picture of us while I was trying to say, what are we going to do are we doing an activation or not? But I saw that we were sitting all around here in Wales, and that as we sat, everybody relaxed and totally just relaxed and quiet and peaceful. And I saw water from the door running into and filling up onto our ankles. And everybody was sitting bare feet, like Walter. Everybody was sitting bare feet in the water, but just not freaking out, because it's more like Mem coming. The water's rising, the waters that carries the memory of past, of present, and of future. And that I saw us sitting there and just breathing in through our feet. So it breaks your biological picture, but breathing in through your feet, the water. And I saw that we became like those branches, that in our bodies, the light branched and came alive as we are refreshed and rejuvenated, and ourselves restored to their original intent. So that's, just what I saw for us there. But we're going to go into a time of just activation now, giving to. Oh yes.
Herman, I just want to confirm what you're saying, because both Bianca at the conference and Nancy spoke about nodes. Nodes, N-O-D-E-S. They're points of contact. They're community centers, if you like. Did you say that the white dots were the nodes, or the yellow and the blue?
White dots.
So what Nancy was saying about nodes is that she had an experience years ago when she was taken up above the earth, and she saw 3 nets above the earth. And I don't remember the colors exactly, but the lowest one was communication, and it was the internet, how we communicate now. The next one was black and was mushy and kind of a bit nasty, and that was the principalities that operate. And above that was this blue and white crystalline structure that was the extra. The middle one was the exonet, and the top one was the extranet. But that they were, as it looked like a net, that they were joined by nodes. And these nodes amplified the sound, because when the suns released their sound, when they were looking for the yellow, when they became the straight line, the amplified sound of the echad, of the oneness as we come together, completely dissolved. It went straight through and dissolved the black that was in the middle. And then all of heaven came down. And Bianca was talking about nodes because she was sharing about stones in us. But I just thought it was interesting that Herman is in synergy with synergy.
Wow. Thank you, Sue. Okay.
Okay, so let's collapse some darkness then. I had Ga showing up. Do you know Ga? It's one of the extra letters. Like the double helix of our DNA, that's what Ga looks like. Also means tornado or storm wind. So I wrote a poem that I'm going to read to you. Ga brings chaos, but Ga facilitates chaos to bring you into union, into your sound. And that's what we felt the activation needed to be, that Yahweh is releasing your new sound. There's newness. If you think where Herman started with how much has shifted in a really short time, I'm sure that also brings in all of our lives circumstances that look a bit more chaotic even than that. So you might know the truth that you are solidly linked into that highway with Yeshua your door, but in our lives, in our bodies, there's sometimes chaos, right? And the new sound that Yahweh wants to whisper to you, it's in your intimacy with Him. New sound comes forth. That's what noon also facilitates, is the new sound. God brings the chaotic wind that swirls you up, and as you learn to rest, inhale, exhale, in that wind, in that chaos, He will facilitate for you order, as above, so below. So that's going to be our activation in the water that Herman saw. So let's start with a really quiet time. I'm going to read you the poem that came, and then I'll just talk a little more. So while I do this, you can close your eyes, sit on the floor, or just make yourself comfortable. And on our hearts is that you will listen for that quiet, maybe not what you've known before. You carry a spark, a sound, that when you are in alignment with that, your life screams like that insect for others. I know the way. Come plug into what has been opened already, and we can experience the way that we are actually all one from there. Okay, so stay with your breath as well. Breathe in, hold it a bit, and then out. So you keep going like that. Breathe in, hold a bit, breathe out longer than your in-breath. Ga, twisting whirlwind, cosmic, eternal churn, ripping through our lives, terrifying the chaos that would see us bound. Oh, but we do not fear you. We say yes to your weave, leaning into your curves. Exhale, rest. Entwining with your twists, our gasping, inhale, yield. And so you shift and shake us out of chaos, out of disconnect, twisting, holy churn, weaving us, forever entwining us with abundance, the power to change, as above, so below. Inhale, yield, exhale, rest. So just take some time, sit in the waters with noon. Listen until you hear Yahweh speak to you of your sound. It's new. It's full of power. It's full of holiness and fruitfulness. It has many facets. It's a sound. It's a vibe. It shows up in your thoughts, your emotions, your perspectives, even your skills and your ideas. Listen and find your yes again, and then release.
I want to invite you all to the center for us. Just that we can gather closely, please. Oui. I just like the wave of this, just the silent flow we had just now. Paul, you can drop. Thanks. Of the silent flow we had now is that sometimes it feels like things have to change with force, with thunder and lightning and just lots of raucous noise and stuff. But in the quiet, there's a lot of strength. Truby, thank you. That quiet as well. So in quiet, there's also sometimes a lot of strength that we underestimate. I mean, as the flags moved about, just the air it released and the frequencies with that and peacefulness, that was really nice. You want to?
This one thing I would advise you guys. It was about in the 2010s, 12s, Neville Johnson, a guy that actually introduced me to the supernatural, said, you've got to allow the quietness of the morning to actually cleanse you from, it's literally like a dust storm in the Kerah. The whirlwind, the whirlwind actually takes up all the loose stuff that lies around, and once the wind stops and the dust settles of the previous day and all the gemors that you've been carrying with you, the quietness, and I don't know if you guys are like me, I just carry on chatting with the Lord. It doesn't work. Shut up and listen. Literally. It's such a changing exercise where He really starts telling you how much He appreciates you. Because it's not the destination, it's the journey of getting grips of your own sonship in Him. It comes by quietness. Quietness. I'd advise, if you can, get up in the morning, go sleep earlier, lossy TV, you know, and get into the Word before you go and sleep. In the morning, the contact's already there. And start off with maybe Thanksgiving and sharing the bread and wine with him, but then shut up. It's the most difficult thing, but it's very, very rewarding. I'll say.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, as that link's quite interesting, and I didn't even know the song that we played now has that words. I mean, that it said, out of the chaos, bring just rest and everything. That's just linked up with what Lana shared from God as well. Okay. Yeah, I just want to bless each and every one of us with what we've encountered now, what has been seeded in us, what was released in us, that we take it into our weeks, that we just experience His peace and His closeness every day, as Paul shared, in the silence, that we can just find Him there every day and draw on His strength.
I want to add to that, this was very quiet for a reason, I think, and what was embedded will make its own whirlwind. So as we go into the week, I bless your partnership with God, that what broods in quiet and in more silence-filled spaces, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of expression, that becomes fruitful, and that creates whirlwinds of its own. So remember, we carry the living letters in us. They give us expression, we flow with their expression. So your flavor, your sound, partners with God to bring not chaos, but wind that changes things, that shifts things in your life, in your body, in your relationships, in your world. There are things that need profound shifting, and you are the shifter. So go brood over whatever your engagement was, however quiet it was, even if you have no words for it and you felt nothing much happened, lots happened. Small seeds become massive fruit in time. So we add our yes, our breath, our entanglement with noon to what was released today, and you will see and taste the fruit. That's how the kingdom works, and we bless that for all of us.
Just as we end, if you haven't had communion yet, please share the
Just a testimony of what happened 2 weeks ago. Since coming to Wells of Mem, and it's not necessarily the place, it's just the awareness of God. And sometimes I'm sad that I haven't had that awareness since a younger age. But God has just started moving in, just in knowing the connectedness and just living it in normal life. Levi has done really well in javelin, and he's actually the South African champ for javelin under 12, and he broke the Gauteng record as well, which makes Dad very proud. But I told him I think the angels are just carrying that javelin. It's just anyway. So we had to quickly, because he's had no coaching, so we quickly had to get a coach, and God brought a coach that didn't even wanted any financial, just coached him, yes. So we felt God said we needed to give something, but there was no necessity for it. And what happened one day is I took Levi to the school, and I saw the coach walking around with some other people also walking around on the rugby field, and there's 2 rugby fields. And I said, what's going on? It looks like they're looking for something. And she said, yes, she'd lost a ring. And I thought, oh my goodness, needle in a haystack. I'm in 2 rugby fields, got this small ring, and apparently she's been looking for it from 3 o'clock till dark, and then came to the school at 7 o'clock and was looking for it again till about, I think we got there at about 10 o'clock. So it's something that was really important for her. And I said, well, God, you know where it is. And I've been listening to Nancy Cohen with the mind-heart coherence. So I'm in a bit of a experimental journey, having engaged here. So it's an exciting time of experimenting with all these new keys. And I thought, okay, God, I'm going to try this mind-heart coherence thing. As I'm walking down to the field, I said, God, so Jesus, you inside of me, you in my heart, right there. I need to now make sure that's connected with that so that it can flow out and I don't overpower it. So this is where they've been throwing the javelin, so I should go look there or there. And I just went down, and as I'm doing that, I'm just, okay, Lord, I'm just connecting mind and heart right now, just connecting. I see a bridge that's going over to my mind. And I went and stood in one place, and they were busy, just some distance off, and I took 2 steps. And I saw something shiny, and I thought, wow, that's interesting. And it was still morning-ish. So as I went down, I realized as I was going down, no, this is just dew. You know, I know what it looks like, dew on grass. So I just wanted to make sure. So I wanted to just go feel the dew to make sure that's what's shiny. And as I went down and I got close, it wasn't wet, and I picked up the ring. And there was the ring. I mean, literally 2 steps after a whole lot of people were looking for it. And I walked over, I said, I got your ring. I said, I'm sure it's your ring. It's not an earring or anything. And she looked, and she wouldn't believe it because she's already come to the realization, I'm not going to get it. And I went, and when she saw it, she just was so happy. And then I went off, and they had the practice. And Levi said she told him that she thought maybe the previous day I'd taken the ring. I don't know how I would have got it. And then showed up on that day and, you know. But I wasn't the one that took Levi the previous day. It was Lenice, my wife, who's taken him. So it didn't make sense at all. But she was just trying to make sense of this in her carnal mind, not believing that something like... So after the coaching, she came to me and she said, no, really, okay, I want to know. Please, how did you do it? And I said, well, you know what? I'm getting to do with some really interesting keys and concepts and stuff. So I'm going to tell you about mind-heart coherence. And I was able to share that about Jesus and how he's given us keys and stuff, and went into conversation and just bring the realization that he's there. He wants to be in our daily life. And that was just so encouraging. And just things like that happening, where you just see heaven opening. I just wanted to encourage people with that, really.
Thank you, Lawrence. Enough said. Thank you, everyone. Communion's still here, and what do you want to say?
Share the dot.
What?
Share the dot.
There we go. Not done yet.
Not enough. So, the water coming through the door. For me, it was his breakers crashing over me. It was like standing on the rocks and just being saturated with his water. But, you know, I'm an all-in 1,000% girl, so I don't do streams, I do oceans. and I was standing up here, and I felt to wrap myself in the mem flags. And then I watched Alison walk up to me, and I'm like, oh, good, she's coming. So she comes up, and I started singing, remember the sound of Mem. Remember the sound of Mem. And we put Mem in the middle. And I suddenly had a vision. I mean, I know her from before. And I've always known that. But I suddenly remembered us on a mountaintop, playing in the before. I remember us rolling around in the green pastures with Yeshua, backwards and forwards. And we were having fun in the sun, both sons. And I was saying to her, I remember. And she was like, I remember. The hills were alive with the sound of music as we were together in the before. And then I said to her, I suddenly realized, I found the yellow dot. That suddenly how we have been entangling in friendship and relationship for the last 3 years suddenly became that straight line. And I'm in her and she is in me and we are one.
Thank you, Sue. Okay. Yeah, that's me. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed week.